Hi everyone, in this video we're diving into the world of data structures and we are focusing on dictionaries that are a very popular and used data structure in Python. In this case, dictionary represents a sequence of elements that has not any order. So the positions in this case, in a different way than lists and tuples, the positions are not important. Instead, dictionaries need to represent each item as a key. So each item, apart from having a value, has a key. And this key must be unique for each element of the dictionary. In a similar way than lists, dictionaries are also mutable. This means that we can add, remove, and update elements in a dictionary. And in order to define a dictionary, we need to use the curly braces. So the elements here inside these curly braces can be added by putting the key and the value separated by colon and using commas to separate each element in a similar way that we use in lists and tuples. So here you have an example of a dictionary with two elements. This element has the key name and the value is Alice, and the second element is age and the value is 30. So take into account that elements are represented by a unique key and not by a position. Here you have a comparison between lists and dictionaries. In case of lists, we have each element in a position, position 0, position 1, and so on. In case of dictionaries, each item is represented by a unique key that stores the value. So that's the way a dictionary works. In a similar way to lists and tuples, we can access the element of a specific element of a dictionary. But since we do not consider positions here, we need to refer to each specific element by its key. So if we consider this dictionary, take into account that in this case each element is represented by a numeric key, this one, and this one. In order to retrieve a specific element, for example, this one, we need to use the key. So if we put into brackets the key that we want to retrieve, this operation will return the value, that is this. And here you can observe how elements are represented in this data structure by the key, and each key stores a value. In order to insert new elements into the dictionary, we can use the same operation that inserts an element. In this case, if you look, we put into brackets a key, in this case profession, and assign to this key the value teacher. This causes to add a new element into the dictionary whose key is profession and whose value is teacher. But take into account that this operation works different depending on whether or not this key exists or not in the dictionary. In this case, since profession doesn't exist in the dictionary, this causes the addition of a new element. But in this case, take into account that age already exists in the dictionary. So this operation causes the modification of this value, 26, by 32. So this indexing operation can be used for inserting new elements and also for updating the existing values of an existing element. Here you have the function that can be used to remove elements in a dictionary by using the operator del. So this deletes the element of key age, and this causes to delete the key and also the value of this element. So if we perform this operation, we will delete this element of the dictionary. Take into account that this delete operation causes an error if the key doesn't exist. So if we try to perform this operation, del a person surname, and the surname key doesn't exist in the dictionary, this causes an error. And as you can observe, the error is key error. This means that the key that we used doesn't exist in the dictionary. In addition, we have other operations that can be used with dictionaries. As we used in lists and tuples, the operation len returns the number of items on the dictionary, that is, the length of the dictionary. And here you can observe an interesting operation, in and not in order to check whether or not an element is in the dictionary. So here you have an example of these functions. In the case of len, this will return 3 since there are 3 elements in the dictionary. And here we are testing if the key surname exists in the dictionary. As you can observe, this key doesn't exist, so this returns false. In a similar way, this doesn't exist as a key, so it also returns false. And if we test, for example, name in person, since name is a key existing in the dictionary, this will return true. Apart from that, there are other operations that are interesting to use with dictionaries. This operation keys allow us to retrieve all the keys of the dictionaries. And this is important if we want to select each element of the dictionary. For example, if we have this dictionary representing information of a person and we perform the method keys, we will retrieve the 3 keys in this case: name, weight, and profession. And take into account that this returns the keys as a list. So we could work with this method that provides us a list of keys. In a similar way, there are other methods that allow us to retrieve all the values of a dictionary. This method is values, and items that allow us to retrieve all the elements of a dictionary. In this last case, this operation items, as you can see here, returns a list of tuples in which each tuple has the key and the element of the value, of each element. For example, this element has this key and this value. This element has this key and this value, and this element has this key and this value. And as you can observe, these are represented as a list of tuples. And of course, we can build more complex dictionaries in which the values are not simple values, such as in previous cases, but are complex values or data structures. Here we have a dictionary called planets with the key Mercury, but take into account that in this case the value is not a string, it's not an integer, it's a dictionary. So this value in turn is a dictionary itself. And this other has a value that is another dictionary, and so on. So in this case, the point of retrieving a specific value works like this. For example, if we access the element of key Earth, we will retrieve this value. That is a dictionary. So, considering that this operation retrieves a dictionary, we could, in addition, retrieve a specific value of this dictionary. And this can be carried out concatenating another indexing operator. So, if this returns this dictionary, we can perform this indexing in order to retrieve the value of mass, that in this case will be this one. So, depending on the value that we have in each item, we could perform this operation in a different way. And here you have other functions and methods that can be used with dictionary, and of course I encourage you to take a look to this link in order to see examples of these functions and methods. This data structure is very popular in Python when programming with Python and can be combined with other structures. Thanks for watching.